Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. This is the last day of the year. I wish you of course a happy new year, and we're gonna see of course what Bitcoin is planning at the end of this year, and if we are looking for something to change for the new year for the price here. As for Bitcoin, we are looking here at a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5, wave 1 finished, A, B and a C, of course expanding flat. Now this is expanding flat is still unfolding, of course, the wave C, which it is here a potential impulse, but we start to see something, of course, going on there, which it might change the psychology or the pattern here, that we move down, of course, to our blue box. So I'm still expecting, of course, the blue box sooner or later. However, the way how we're gonna reach it, it might be different here, and that because of several reasons. First, now the wave 1, 2 is perfect, right? But the wave 3 is not yet, I would say, a perfection. The first thing that we have here is double 1, 2 and a wave 3. Now the problem starts from here. Within this wave 3, the wave 3 has to be an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. The problem with this is that your wave 3 is the shortest between the wave 1 and the wave 5, which is not allowed, of course, in this case. And that means, or it turns it into a potential zigzag there. And if this is a zigzag, well, you have to consider here a potential expanding diagonal finished. And we have, of course, an A, B, and a C that it might form here a wave 1. And we're looking for wave 2, which it might be, of course, a diagonal here, ending diagonal, wave 3, 4, and a 5, continuation toward the downside. And that because, of course, the wave 2 here has started a leading diagonal as well. So despite this reason, we have another reason to think that we are pushing for higher here, is the 5 waves leading diagonal, wave A, B, and a C at least here, 1 to 1 fib level, which it might also test at the base channel, the old base channel where we saw anyway a resistance over there. So we might, of course, test it again, but if we break it, well, we're gonna call something new. We're gonna see it, of course, in the Elliott Wave possibilities. The third reason to think that we are looking for something for higher is that the price is still above the middle line of the base channel, meaning we have a clear exit for the base channel. We have reached exactly the acceleration channel, but the price came back, of course, and exited the acceleration channel and start to range and currently above the middle line of the base channel. So this is the red flag here. When we have, of course, the price coming back above the middle line of the base channel, here where it comes, of course, the possibility to be higher, to move and to push toward the upside again. Now, of course, we're going to get some resistance here. We're going to get some resistance there. But I still believe that at least the 1 to 1 fib level has to be hit here. And we might see, of course, a continuation toward the downside again. Now, within this wave C toward the upside, we might get the invalidation. This is even a higher confirmation that, of course, if this wave 4 is going to interfere with the zone 1, that is, of course, an invalidation for the impulse. Therefore, we have to consider an ending diagonal. Now, the fourth reason to think that something else is unfolding rather than just an impulse toward the downside is the timing. The timing for this wave 4, in case we are in double 1, 2, wave 3, and then wave 4, this wave 4 timing is very huge in comparison with the wave 2. And that means, of course, as alternation, this doesn't work anymore. It is very, very longer than the wave 2. So many and multiple reasons, of course, here tells us that, yes, we're still looking for higher here, at least as a correction. And it might unfold something for higher, which we're going to see right now exactly with the possibilities. So the first possibility, which it becomes right now a little bit low, of course, which is the impulse, right? 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 unfinished, and then 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5 here to hit the 1.61868K. In confluence, of course, with the 0.38 retracement from our bull run here, and of course in confluence as well with a very strong area here as technical support that it might bring Bitcoin toward the upside again. Now this possibility is start to become, of course, lower because of what I just explained in the beginning, because of the wave 4 is too long, and we might shift to something else, which is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, right? Now this case scenario is this exactly this pattern that we might see, this psychology. The invalidation of bearish is taking the 99k 677. So by taking this is a full confirmation that we are in a potential diagonal toward the downside. Now, in case that the things are going to be even bullish and transforming this to a 1, 2 here, 3, 4, and a 5 for a new high, well, this possibility exists. This is a bullish scenario where you might still have a 1 push toward the upside, and that's because, of course, you might still be in a bull run, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here. The wave 5 is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 ending diagonal. And of course, in case that this ending diagonal, the fib levels of it will be broken and we will see wave 5 longer than wave 3, which is not allowed, that is not a signal of bearish, but it is a signal of extreme bullish scenario here, which it might be an impulse unfolding as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toward the upside. And this because, of course, we are in the perfect fib level for wave 2 anyway, and this can be representing a leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and then pushing wave 3, 4, and a 5 toward the upside. In this case, if this happens, you have to count here a 1, 2, and then potentially 1, 2, and another potential 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and the wave 5 is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning this might transform to extreme bullish scenario wave 3, and you have double 1, 2, and then we might get a 4, 5, 4, 5 later on. So this is the ultimate bullish scenario, but still too early for it. Before calling this, we have to break, of course, the wave 5 ending diagonal. Once we break it and we move higher than the 1-to-1 fib level from a wave 3, then I confirm, of course, an ultimate bullish scenario. But so far, we still have a lot of levels. Of course, we have the 99K first. We need a structure to continue toward the upside. Then we need to break the 1-to-1 fib level. And then we call something very, very high as well for Bitcoin again. Yep, so this is regarding the daily. Now for the 2 hours chart here. On the 2 hours chart, what we are looking at after, of course, this very aggressive move from Bitcoin, we got, of course, the sideways, or even I would say the leading diagonal here, which it might be, of course, your A, B, and a C, right? So I'm still looking for this wave C, 1-to-1 fib level, 98K 700, which it is very close to the 99K, and the invalidation that we were talking about it. And what's going on here is a very complex structure. Yes, that's very true. Now, this is a clear structure, leading diagonal, but this is a very complex one, W, X, and a Y. And this wave Y is an A, B, C, D, and an E here. And the wave D is, of course, still forming as expected since 2-3 days ago for the scenario, right? So we have started to expect it before hitting the wave C here. And then we saw, of course, the impulse there yesterday, which is your wave D, right? As an A, B, and a C here for wave D. I'm expecting still the wave E to unfold and then starting the push very high for Bitcoin, of course, for higher prices. So today, I'm still expecting higher prices. On the 15-minute chart, you can see here a potential zigzag has finished, right? Or double 1, 2. So whether you are in 1, 2, 1, 2, you push wave 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, or we are in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 ending diagonal for wave D. So higher prices in both case scenario are expected. I'm expecting to take the high a little bit and finishing a wave D there, and then of course starting a wave E to unfold something very, very bullish. By all means, yes, I'm expecting a 2026 to start with green. Yes. This is what I'm expecting, a push toward the upside, at least in the wave C. And this is going to take like few days before, of course, we start this push very, very high for Bitcoin. If we take a look also at the KGT indicator, we can see currently that we have double signals for bearish. So we gotta be careful with it, but what is very evident here is that the 70-day line here, or this signal, is higher than the previous one. So kind of, it is a weak signal. It doesn't mean that it will not bring the things down a little bit, but it's gonna be corrective. This is what it says. This is a weak signal. It's not a very strong one. It's not in convergence with the price toward the downside. It is, of course, different or different direction between the price and the signal line, preferably to be parallel or, of course, in the same direction. And that means, of course, this is a weak signal. Now, the strong signal is this one for the bullish. And, of course, we saw the double signal and we saw, of course, the push towards the upside there. So what I'm expecting here, if we push a little bit for lower, that's totally fine, because don't forget that you are here in a potential ending diagonal, meaning you might get here a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So the things, I think that even it can take the high here, and the CVD even can continue a little bit higher to finish here a wave 3 potentially, and then pushing again lower, 4 and a 5, taking the high here, finishing wave D. This is what I'm looking for, guys, today, to finish a wave D. And then tomorrow will be, of course, a finish for a wave E, and then pushing for higher prices for Bitcoin. Don't forget also that if the price takes the 90K 650 here, this is already an indication that we push for higher, meaning don't expect the wave E. Yes, it can happen, guys. Of course, it can happen. Meaning wave Y has finished truncated ABC, and you start to be impulsive here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yep, so watch, of course, this level as a key level for bullish, of course, in this case scenario. Yep, so that was it for Bitcoin for the new year, of course, analysis. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and enjoy the eve. Bye-bye.